Hello, I'm Steve Guilford, the founder and CEO of AsterionDB. In this video tutorial, I'm going to present an example scenario that migrates an application to AsterionDB. This video assumes that you have installed AsterionDB in the Oracle Cloud as demonstrated by our Getting Started video. You can find that video in the Getting Started section of our website. We will show you what a simple migration could look like, taking PDFs and pictures that appear in an application and migrating the data into AsterionDB. When you compare our example to your situation, the key thing to remember here is that you have pointers in your database to assets in the file system. You use a simple select statement to get the file pointers in order to display the pictures and PDFs on a web page. We'll show you how we modify our code and tables to make the change. Now obviously a full migration is a lot more involved than just moving some data and changing a select statement. Still, we want to show you how simple it can be to accomplish a basic aspect of your migration. This video also allows us to show you what an application written to the AsterionDB standard looks like. With AsterionDB, all of our code is in the database, and that brings a lot of benefits, a few of which you will see shortly. So, let's get started. First thing we need to do is connect to our compute node. Notice how I'm specifying to SSH that we need tunnels established on ports 8080 and 5000. 8080 is used by the AsterionDB REST API, and port 5000 is for our example application. Now that we're connected, we'll change directories to Asterion, Oracle, dbTwig, examples, React, and run the install script. You'll need a DBA password, and you'll be specifying a password for our example user in the database. With that done, we'll continue down the directory tree to JavaScript/React example and run the Node.js serve program. Be sure to specify 5000 to serve so that it knows which port we want it to use. Go to your browser and pull up localhost on port 5000, and we will get our example application. You can see that we're streaming content from the file system. We have pictures, a PDF, and structured data. With the application running, we're ready to start the migration process. Since this is a simple demo, we'll just download the pictures and PDFs locally. Obviously, you have a lot of data to move, so you wouldn't do it like this. You'd have scripts and so forth, but we want to show you in a very hands-on way what the process looks like. Next, let's configure SQL Developer. Our Oracle Cloud Shell has a copy of the Autonomous Database Wallet, so we can just download it from there. Create a connection entry in SQL Developer for our React example user, point to the wallet, and we should be ready to connect. And we are connected. Excellent. Okay, let's take a look around. We have our tables here, and we can see how we're carrying a pointer to our assets in the file system. Here's the photos, and here's the PDFs. So, instead of file pointers, we're going to use an object ID for our content that will be living in AsterionDB. With an object ID, we can generate a web link and have that stream to our web page instead of hard links. Pretty simple. I've got the commands we want to use to modify our tables here on the website, so I'll copy and paste them over to SQL Developer. We're modifying the tables to carry our object ID. Now we can move our content into AsterionDB and copy over the object IDs. We'll just use the web interface to quickly upload the content. We have a file system gateway that would be used to ingest large amounts of data, but for what we need, the web app works just fine. Data is uploaded. Let's just check real quick. I'll select all of the objects and then right-click to bring up the slideshow. Nice. Everything's here. Now we can copy the object IDs. I'm going to turn on the object ID column. This gives us a button we can press to copy the object IDs into our paste buffer. To make this a bit easier, I'm also going to sort my objects by type. We'll start with the first James Dean picture. Press the copy button and then hop over to SQL Developer and paste the value. Once again, you'd have a script that does this in an automated fashion. We can also help you design a more advanced migration mechanism that minimizes downtime, but let's save that discussion for another time. Alright, now we're ready to modify the code. We're almost done. We've set things up for you, so all you have to do is comment and uncomment a few lines of code, and you're pretty much good to go. Watch as I do it here. While you're at it, take a few minutes to read the comments. There's some juicy tidbits in there for you. First, we need an API key. Let's go over to AsterionDB and get a key from our profile page. Paste that in right here. Scroll down a bit and find the code that we are going to comment and uncomment. The first occurrence is here, in the Get Insurance Claim Detail function. The other occurrence is here in the Get Insurance Claim Photos function. Compile our code, and now we're ready to test our changes. Let's come back over to our web app and navigate to Vincent. Voila! With just a few changes, you can now see that the images are streaming from the database. Here's the web link we generated. Let's check the PDF too. So, there you have it. When you boil it all down, this aspect of your migration is satisfied by 4 steps. Modify your tables, migrate the data, copy the object IDs, and generate a web link. That's basically it. Certainly there's other things to be done in a full migration. Handling new content coming into the system, for example. AsterionDB is equally adept at making that transition easy too. Now, I want to highlight a few features that really make a big difference in the development cycle when you are writing applications with the AsterionDB platform. Pinpoint error messaging and hot patching. Since all of our code is in the database, when we issue an error message, we know exactly where to look. So let's introduce a little bug into our code. We'll make this select statement fail. Navigate to the other record, and boom, error message. Here, I'll highlight the line that we're concerned with. Come over to our code, and there you go. We know exactly where to look and what is wrong. So let's fix our bug and recompile. Done. Let's try to bring up that record again and see if we're fixed. Nice. Did you see that? We made our change to the code in the database, went back to our user interface, and tested our change. 2 steps. That's it. This is because of the AsterionDB middle tier component, dbTwig. If you search on GitHub or take a look at our website, you'll find more information on dbTwig. dbTwig will get its own dedicated video, so check back again. That's it. Thanks for watching. I hope this gives you a good idea as to what it looks like to bring AsterionDB into your environment. Have a good day.